Lock in your resume before September. I'm starting here because this is the most time-sensitive thing on the list and the one people usually push off until the end. Big tech recruiting opens in August and September for the following summer. You need to have your resume up and ready before that. The move is simple. Use this summer to get your resume to a place where you could send it out tomorrow if you had to. Every bullet needs to follow this format of action verb, what you built, and the result or impact of it. Not what you did, not what you built, and what happened because of it. Your project section needs to be real, not a to-do app. Something that you can pitch in one sentence where somebody immediately understands the value. If you can't do that, keep listening because we're going to talk about fixing that too. Get your resume reviewed by someone that's actually gotten a tech job. Not your professor, but someone that's actually in the industry right now. Post it on a CS subreddit and get roasted. Reach out to an alumni. Find someone who will actually tell you what's wrong with it. One round of real feedback is worth more than 50 applications with a bad resume. This is the section that separates the people who get interviews from the people who don't. Recruiters want to see your passion for tech compels you to take on challenging projects outside of the classroom. Personal projects are the unfair advantage that CS students have. And summer is the only time that you have 3 months of uninterrupted focus to actually build something that's worth talking about. And here's what makes a project actually good. It solves a real problem. Bonus points if you can find a real user base as well. You can explain it in one sentence. It has a front end, a back end, or both, something with moving parts. It's on your GitHub with a clean README so recruiters can take a look at it if they want. You don't need to build the next billion-dollar app. Just build something that genuinely interests you. Could be a tool that automates something you annoy, an app around a hobby, something that uses an API in a creative way. The best projects usually just come from random ideas you have of something that you think would be cool, and then it's built out into a real project that you're actually proud of. If you want to level up the technical side, you can pick one area and go deeper on it. Backend systems, machine learning, cloud infrastructure, security. Summer's long enough to actually get good at something specific, and that specialization becomes your pitch in the interviews. You already know that you need to do Leetcode. The question is whether you're doing it in the way that actually propels you, or just makes you feel like you're being productive. Most people grind random problems until they burn out. That's not really a strategy. Then the right approach is more structured. You should cover core topics systematically with time and space analysis and not just memorize solutions. I know it's easy to look at a solution, you're saying, oh, I could have gotten that, or let me just take a look at the solution and then I'll solve it. But that's not really how you learn. I'd recommend checking out Leetcode. That is probably the best website and place to learn about these concepts. He has a whole tree that you can look at with topics like arrays, strings, goes down into harder topics later like binary search trees. But that's probably the best place to start there. Something that I would recommend is trying to practice out loud every time. If you talk through your thinking while you're coding, that's actually a completely different skill that you have to train from just the silently solving problems that you're used to. Companies are evaluating how you think and communicate under pressure. Do mock interviews, record yourself. It's gonna feel awkward the first time, but it'll be natural by the 10th time. Aim for consistency over intensity. 20 minutes every day beats a 5-hour session once a week. Solid on mediums is the real bar, and that's what you want to do. You want to be able to solve a medium pretty much in less than an hour. I honestly do believe that social media is the way of the future, and if you want to get noticed in this day and age, you need to post your things online. That could be on LinkedIn, where everybody knows that job recruiters are looking, or it could be on Twitter, because there's honestly a lot of tech people that scroll on Twitter. And if you build something actually cool and it gets some traction on Twitter, that is almost a guaranteed job offer right there. The unfortunate reality is that you need to do more than just coursework to get a good job with a CS degree today. LinkedIn is one of the easiest ways to show that if you're someone who does more, without needing anyone to give you an opportunity first. You can also use this summer to reach out to any alumni at companies that you want to work for. Ask for about 20 minutes. Most people usually say yes, especially in the summer when schedules might be lighter, and one conversation can turn it into a referral. And that referral will get your resume seen by a human instead of just an ATS filter. And that alone right there is worth way more than just 50 cold applications. This is a route that I think a lot of people skip, but it's actually pretty viable. Pick a technical skill that's actually used in the industry and spend part of your summer getting comfortable with it. Not a full course that you just watch on YouTube, a 10-hour course, and you're just like, yeah, I'm learning while watching. No, not a certification grind either, just enough to use it in a project and talk about it confidently. Some options worth your time right now could be cloud basics on AWS or Azure, even just understanding basic EC2, S3, and deploying something that matters. That could be something that recruiters ask about and you'd be able to talk about as well. System design fundamentals, you probably don't need to know as much if you're a junior, But if you're looking to get some higher level roles, it's definitely something you need to practice for interviews as well. Resources like AWS certifications and platforms that give you certifications on other skills are actually really solid options for building specialized knowledge this summer. I don't really have any off the top of my head, but you could probably find some online and pick one and try to actually finish it. Partial knowledge of 5 things is less valuable than just a solid knowledge of 1. This one usually gets left off the list, but I think it's a mistake. You should take care of your mental side. The CS job search right now is genuinely hard. If you're going into fall recruiting season already burnt out from a summer of grinding, then you're just going to perform worse in the interviews than someone who's rested and came in sharp. Rest is not wasted time. I think that's something that's really important to remember. Taking a week off in June to actually recharge is a really good investment for your October interview performance. Treat it like training for a sport. Recovery is part of the program, and I think you should do that in things other than sports too. Set a process, not a goal. Instead of, I want a job by December, try, I'm going to apply to 10 companies a week, do 5 Leetcode problems, and reach out to 2 people on LinkedIn. That's controllable, and the outcome isn't fully in your hands. The process is. Summer is 3 months. That's enough time to build a project worth talking about, get your resume ready before recruiting season opens, develop a real Leetcode practice, and put yourself in a position where the fall semester feels like an opportunity instead of just a scramble to get ready for interviews. Most people waste it, but you don't have to. This channel is going to be all the stuff that I figured out the hard way so that you don't have to start from zero. Subscribe if that sounds useful. Drop in the comments what you're planning on working on this summer, or if you have suggestions for other videos. I read all of the comments. Thanks for watching, guys.